Hello guys and welcome to my channel. This is Fayak Rahman, a second year medical student from India. So today we are going to discuss USMLE versus PLAB, the most awaited. I'm going to put everything in front of you so that you can decide for yourself. And I understand this is a great dilemma for many IMGs, and personally it has been for me. And after talking to lots of IMGs and reading a lot about it, I finally decided what I want. So now let's begin. So the number one thing is the cost. So let's first talk about the PLAB. So the cost of taking the PLAB include the IELTS, the PLAB 1 which can be taken in your home country, then PLAB 2 for which you travel to Manchester and stay there and prepare for it for a month. People stay there and prepare for it for a month. So I'll include that cost, and also after that you have to, once you secure the job, you have to stay there in the UK on your own for a duration of 1 month. So I'm also gonna include that. So included everything, it costs around 3 to 5 lakhs for the UK journey.
So this is a very good flowchart by the Savvy IMG, and they summarize this spend to about 4,488 pounds to 9,553 pounds. So this is including the English exam that you need to take, the PLAB 1, the PLAB 2, GMC registration, getting your first job. And the cost is going to be lower than this because the visa cost from the Philippines, this guy is from Philippines, so he has included that cost. So the visa cost from Philippines is quite higher compared to India, where I am from. So the cost is going to be lower.
So now let's talk about the USMLE. For the USMLE, you have to take the steps, and of course you also have to take the IELTS and also get the degree verified, like you have to do for the PLAB ECFMG verification. You can take it in your home country, and step 2 CK you can take it in your home country. Step 2 CS, you have to travel to the United States and stay there for taking it. Alright, it cannot be taken in any other country. Apart from this, job applications in the UK, you can take apply for most of these jobs online through Skype, but for the US there is no such thing as online interview, apart from the special cases that is happening in this year because of the pandemic. But there are no online interviews, so you have to travel to each and every state and each and every institute that you apply to for a job, and the interview is 2 days. So on the first day that it is a formal interview, on the second day they take you out for dinner or group discussion, and you have to bear the cost of that. Apart from this, there is another thing which is called the observership, or if you do it while you are doing MBBS, you can do an internship, which is 1 month long internship in the US. This internship is not required in the UK, but it is actually highly valuable. It is considered highly valuable for the US. So the cost of taking this, it adds about 5 lakhs for the total cost of the USMLE journey. So in total, USMLE journey should cost around 10 to 15 lakhs. So this is it for the costs. So as you can see very clearly, the barrier to entry is higher for the USMLE compared to the PLAB. And now let's talk about the difficulty. So the difficulty level of PLAB, it is not considered to be a difficult exam at all. According to lots of IMGs, it is quite easy to pass. People prepare for it for just 1 month or 2 months, and even they do that even during their internship, and they easily pass it. And for the PLAB 2, it is a difficult exam to pass. You have to take coaching for it. If the coaching is necessary. If you don't, then lots of IMGs tend to fail it without the coaching. But it is still a very easy exam compared to the USMLE. For the USMLE Step 1, people dedicate more than a year for its preparation, and they have to dedicate many months, especially for its preparation. Same goes for USMLE Step 2C. But things could change in the future because USMLE Step 1 is now turning pass-fail. So more focus will be on Step 2 CK now. To be clear, USMLE is much more difficult than the PLAB. So those who are not very good at their studies, if they are just average or average student like me, they can go for the easier option, which is PLAB. So these 2 points make it clear that USMLE is a much more difficult journey to the US because of its high cost and its high difficulty. So let's now talk about how difficult it is to get a job in the UK versus the US. So let's first talk about the systems in the UK and the US. So in the UK, there are 2 types of jobs. Number 1 is a training job and number 2 is a non-training job. So if you enter training job, you get specialized, and but it is like post-graduation in India. And there are also non-training jobs. You can work in the UK as a non-trainee, and lots of IMGs do that and make a lot of money. But there is no such thing in the US as non-training jobs. So after you finish with the USMLE, you have to apply for residencies directly, and then it is a long procedure how you match into a residency. So it is not necessary, like everywhere else, it is not necessary if you want surgery you will get it in the US. There is a high Step 1 score. You need at least 250 for most of the IMGs. It is at least 250 for general surgery. For internal medicine, you need a 235 plus score. Apart from that, you also need to do internships, and you need lots of research work to get a residency, such as general surgery. And forget neurosurgery. For neurosurgery, you need at least 40 to 50 research papers. And it is impossible to match into orthopedic surgery in the US. But it is easy to match into internal medicine and practitioner in the US. And so for the UK, if you are not sure that you want to go to the UK right after your MBBS, what you can do is that you can complete your residency or the post-graduation in India in your desired specialty, and then you can directly jump the training pathway in the UK. What I mean is that you can skip 2 or 3 years of your training in the UK if you have already been trained in your home country. But it doesn't happen in the US. It doesn't matter if you are a consultant in India, you will still have to start at the bottom. You will still have to complete the residency, go through the residency, and then you become a consultant in the US. Those who are already ahead in their path, if you have already done post-graduation, then you can think about the UK pathway, because in the US you are going to lose some years. But to be honest, it is not actually losing, because the healthcare system in the US is amazing, and people do that. People first complete their post-graduation in India, and then they again repeat the residency, and they are happy to do that. So there is also one other thing, that in the US you don't have to do a lot of skirt work. You don't have to do a lot of blood sampling. You do not, like in India, the GR1 spends most of his time just collecting the blood samples and just checking whether the test was done on the patient or not, making it sure. So for these purposes, there are nurses in the US. They take care of that. You don't have to waste your time in that. So that is a good thing about the US. But in the UK, it is still not a lot like India, but it still resembles India. You have to do a lot of skirt work in the UK. So that is a drawback. So now let's talk about the salaries or the job satisfaction. So in the US, the salaries are quite higher compared to the UK. It is 3 times or even 4 times the salary that one gets in the UK. And the training period in the UK is ridiculously long. So what they say, if you Google the salaries of doctors in the UK, they might show you a very high salary, but they get that salary only after completing their training, and even after that they have to gain 5 to 10 years of experience. Then they reach at their maximum peak of their salaries.
The salary of a foundation trainee is from about 28,000 to 32,000 pounds, which comes to about $39,000 US dollars. For a specialist, for a specialty trainee, it is from 52,000 to 97,000 US dollars. And finally, when you become a consultant, then your maximum salary is going to be about $140,000 per year. So as you can see, this is much lower from the salaries in the US, where the least paying specialty pays around $210,000 per year. Let's talk about the salaries in the US. So for a specialist, it is $341,000 on an average, and for primary care physicians, it is $237,000. And by specialty, if we see public health and preventive medicine, pediatrics, family medicine, these pay around $209,000 to $231,000, and the highest paying are the surgical specialties like orthopedics, plastic surgery, and these pay around $482,000. Surgery general, it will pay around $362,000.
Finally, it also comes down to the place you want to work in. If you are crazy about the USA, then you should definitely try and go to the USA. If you are crazy about UK, if you've always thought about 221B Baker Street, you wanted to see where Sherlock Holmes lived. So if you want that, then you can go for the PLAB. So it comes down personally to you, to decide which country you want to live in, which country you want to work. And of course, you must know about the NHS. The healthcare system in the UK is entirely free. It could be really amazing to be a part of such a system which gives healthcare for free. And in contrast to that, US has quite a capitalistic system. So that is that. So I have put everything in front of you in this video: the difficulty level, the higher pay in the US, the job satisfaction, difficulty in getting a job. So everything is in front of you. So now it's up to you what you want to decide. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next. Goodbye.